And that's Wicked.
Wicked's cool.
And I will play the song because that's how we start the episode. Yeah, yeah.
Welcome to PaRANTing. It's a podcast about kids, but kids shouldn't listen.
Welcome back, friends. Episode 26. Why is everything still so loud?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
I want it to stop. Fails. Adam failed. I'm not really sure what happened, but for some reason, when the audio block was on for playing the system audio in, it decided that it mutes me. I can't hear anything, including you. So I don't know what the hell just happened. But we're here! Yay!
Hooray!
Success!
Look, it wasn't me that screwed it up this time. It was just technology.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't even technology. It was me. I'm sure there's a button I clicked somewhere that fucked something up. I don't know.
We were so prepared and ready to
I know. I was so
we're gonna
keen
do this,
to go.
and you're gonna come in, and I'm like, yes.
Oh well.
Anyway, welcome back, episode 26. It's been a week. We're here. I am still KDG, still in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
All the way over in Winnipeg, Manitoba. I am Mark Adam. It's been a week. I think that might be like an understatement? Question mark? Not really sure.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
fun
times.
It's been a week. It's been a busy week. It's been a shitty week. It's been kind of okay week. It's kind of I think that's just the way the year's been going too. So, for those of you who are
there's a lot going on
for those of you who are in the Halifax area, we are now currently on a more of a lockdown for the next 2 weeks because we've had a spike in cases, which is so fun.
Should have happened here in Manitoba. You guys had a spike, and it's like, oh my god, 8 cases, lock this shit down. Meanwhile, in Manitoba, it's like 135 cases. We're just be careful, everybody. 300 cases. Just be careful, everybody.
Yeah, that really is unfortunate. We actually had 37 yesterday in one day. That's
the dream for us at this point in Manitoba. 37 in one day would be a low number.
I know, and it is a low number, but for us, it's a high number, obviously, because we've been doing so well. So anyway, I'm complaining just in respect to how well we've been doing it now, but I know that there's other places, obviously, like where you are, where it's much, much worse. So I'm actually grateful for the kind of semi-lockdown, just because, we're trying to get a handle on it. I'm very saddened for a lot of small businesses because I don't know. I know it's just for the 2 weeks right now. It could get extended. But I just feel bad because some places might not survive another lockdown. Not meant to be a downer, just right off the start of this episode. Yeah. I promise it will get better, but it's just been a fucking week and I'm just over it. I'm over COVID. And there was something I saw on the internet where it's like, everyone's like, fuck 2020. I can't wait for next year. COVID expires December 31st.
The expiry date is midnight, December 31st.
Yeah, we all wish, right?
That's what the ball drops and it just crushes coronavirus. That's what happens.
Yes. That would be amazing.
Wouldn't it, though?
It's unlikely, but it would be amazing.
Unlikely is an overstatement? Understatement? It's not going to happen, people. Just fucking be careful out there, man. I don't understand people who are still, I can't wear a mask because it infringes on my freedoms. Well, how about you infringe on stupidity? And that's your life. So get your shit together.
Yeah, this is a very real thing. It's continuing to happen. It's clearly not going to just go away on its own. So be smart, be safe. That's all I got. Yeah. Don't be stupid. Wash your hands. Wear a mask.
Don't be stupid.
That's
stupid.
It. That's the PSA.
Yeah.
Don't be fucking stupid. I'm over it. This week has just been a little stressful. Obviously, we're not the only ones going through it. So we're just going to get the ranting right off the gate. Out of the gate is what I meant. Listen, Just get it out of the way.
Yeah,
That's all I'm trying to say.
Words are hard.
Words are very hard today. Yeah. How's your week been? Let's start there.
Yeah, it's been a week. Katie, she fell down the stairs like a couple of weeks ago, and
oh no,
we've been dealing with that, and her recovery's been slow. She was at the urgent care again yesterday because it's not healing, and we're making sure that she's, her spine's still lined up the way it should be, and all the nerves.
Did she fall like on her butt? Like, did she go butt first kind of thing, or
like? Imagine like you landed directly on your kidney because the way the stairs sticks out.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's kind of that situation. That would hurt. And the doctors think she has deep tissue bruise. And anyway, I don't want to give away any of her information, but she's not feeling well, and so it's been stressful around the house. I want her to feel better, and it's tough. We got two kids, and when one of the parents isn't feeling really well, it's a lot of extra added stress. And then obviously everybody's hurting for money. So making sure that if she does have to take time off of work because of her back, that we can pay the bills and all this stuff, right? It's an ongoing thing. And yeah, it's fun times. Also this week,
that's tough.
Yeah, last week we got the kids' report cards.
And they failed, clearly.
One of the children is struggling, and the other is doing very well. But okay, so the youngest is in grade 1, so it's really hard to fuck that up, I feel. So all the high praise her teacher has is basically, she shows up and she doesn't hate it. So that's basically where we're at.
That's a low bar.
Yeah. Like, I feel like grade 1 is not the measure of academic success in the future. And it's her first year doing school because I homeschooled her through kindergarten. So she's doing really well, I feel, in school, considering all the crap that's going on and all that. So,
but at least she doesn't have any sort of precedent of what school was like before the pandemic. So
yeah, she just thinks that this is how school is when
exactly.
Not,
exactly. Yeah. Oh my God! I just got a notification from YouTube that we're live.
We are live. That happened like 10 minutes ago, but yeah, maybe 5 minutes ago.
My phone's a little slow.
Fair enough.
Yes. So what's the struggle on Jamie's end?
I think paying attention. I mean, kids, they just.
It's like all kids.
Yeah, like basically it's just listening to the instructions and getting things done, and that's But that's every kid. I was real bad for that when I was a kid.
Oh yeah,
my mom.
Me too.
When she listens to this episode, she's going, yep.
Hi, Chris. By the way.
Yeah.
I saw her over the weekend.
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. So you had Amanda, my mom, and Nanny all in one spot. How was that?
Okay.
That's 3 generations of I don't know what to call that, but
listen.
They have for those that don't know them, they have a very specific energy, and when they're all in the same room, it's like 1 times 1 times, like it's
exponentially a little crazy. So I haven't seen Amanda, your sister, also my cousin. I haven't physically seen her in over 10 years.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah. Well,
wow.
I've never met her kids either.
What?
So I got to meet Ava and Mateo.
Yeah.
So it was so nice. Okay. So going to the positive part of the family reunion, if we're going to call it that.
Sure.
We were, well, for context, for anyone who's listening and are like, what the hell are you talking about? I was helping our grandmother, which is Adam's mother's mother. And
make
so
that more confusing, why don't you?
I know, seriously, it doesn't matter. Anyway, grandmother, she was living in a basement apartment, and the person who she was renting from advised her that she needed to be out by February 1st. Lovely, because isn't it just so easy to find a place to live right now?
During a pandemic, in the middle of the winter, you're ejecting I forget how old she is.
83-year-old woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good job. Good job.
What a wonderful landlord. And that's not the first time that's happened to them. They got,
no, it's not.
The last place they lived before that, the owner passed away, and the whoever the son or daughter was bought the house outright somehow, and then just wanted to live there, so they kicked everybody out. So, okay. That happened.
Okay, cool. Sick. That's great.
Yeah. So anyway, that was like a decade ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago. So, really shitty situation. However, she was fortunate enough, I use that term loosely, to find a place pretty quickly, which is right next door to our Uncle Doug and his wife. So her son.
She's downtown Dartmouth.
So she's now living next door, attached to, like, it's a duplex. She's living next door to them.
Oh, what?
So
that's hilarious. They're still down somewhere off Ochterlony there, right? That part of town?
Yes, exactly.
Dartmouth?
Yeah. Yep. Off Pine Street, I think it's called. I don't know Dartmouth very well, but anyway.
Pine's the big hill. Pine and Maple.
The big huge hill.
Yeah. Yeah. So Pine and Maple go up that gigantic hill, and Ochterlony is where the Hungry Hut is. That's my favorite donair spot.
We were talking about that. Your dad and I were talking about that, actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I did mention to him that I was like, I had a donair a couple of weeks ago, and I sent you a picture of it, and I got very rude response. I was like, wow. It's like, fuck you. I'm like, wow, okay.
Yeah, I think you sent it to me, and I was like, "Aw, you're a bitch," or something like that. Yes. I forget what I said.
Something very loving and endearing.
I was very jealous is all it was, okay?
Yes, that came through in your text very clearly. So anyway, she's moving in next door to Uncle Doug. So I went over because I borrowed Rod's truck to help them move stuff over. So it was myself in the truck, and then also, like I said, Amanda with her husband, Alex, and the two kids, and they had a little trailer on the back of, because they have a little Jeep, and I'm like, so they had a trailer at least to go with it. And then your dad and your mom, and which your dad was very apprehensive about putting anything in their vehicle, which was really hilarious. He was very happy to throw everything in, like, the truck and the trailer. He's like, no, we don't need anything in my car. I was like, okay. I was like, do you want to hop in with me? We'll take a load over. No, I'll follow you over. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah.
I heard my dad ninja'd away too, eh?
Yes, that's coming. So anyway, this weekend I helped move her over there. So I haven't been in the vicinity of Nanny and Auntie Chris, your mom, and Amanda in a very, very long time. I was not, like, mentally or emotionally prepared for that, I don't think. So they're all very similar, which is why I think there's a lot of butting of the heads. It wasn't bad. It's just
I can only imagine. Anyway, continue.
It was just at one point I, like, turned to your dad and I was like, I forgot what you guys are like. I was like, I totally forgot what this dynamic was like. And he just looked at me, like, stone face. He's like, yeah, I know. So
that's amazing.
Your dad had this, like, very specific plan about how things were going to go and what we were going to do. And that just got shot to shit.
It always goes to shit every time. I don't know why he bothers bringing a plan.
Don't know. There needed to be no plan. It was like, we just needed to pack up and get her out of there. And I think it was kind of very disorganized. It was intentionally meant to be a little bit organized in all regards, but it just didn't go that way. So she's in there. She's safe. That place is tiny. So I feel so terrible because she just has so much stuff. And that was where all the conflict came in, because Amanda and Chris were just trying to get her to get rid of stuff, which was just not going to happen. There was, like, she had 8 pie pans. She's like, you're by yourself. Like, why do you need 8 pie pans? Let's get rid of some of these. And
she's a hoarder. She always has been. And I love my nanny to death. I do. But
of course,
she is a hoarder, and getting rid of things is really difficult for her. Like, really.
And I think that's where like the butting of heads already were happening, because obviously her and Chris spent a lot of time together. So their dynamic is a lot different. And then Amanda likes to come in, and she was trying to like help get rid of stuff.
Everyone in our family is very much a type A person.
Yes, that's the thing. We all are like that.
Yeah, too many cooks in the kitchen.
Some of us are able to dial it back and just shut the hell up sometimes.
And I struggle with that sometimes, but I'm way better at it than my sister and my mom and Nanny. Like, I'm way better at just being like, you know what? Fine. And
whatever.
And my dad, who is the most organized of the group, tends to be the least involved, because everything always devolves into a pile of what the fuck, every time. So I can only imagine.
It's kind of what happens. So I mean, families are funny little things.
And where was Ava and Mateo during all this?
Okay, so being semi-helpful, and then just, playing with things that we were trying to move. So it's kind of, I mean, they were like, because, Ava was in the room with like looking at magazines and stuff that Poppy used to have, which is it doesn't matter. Nanny's
step grandpa,
husband. Yeah, whatever. It's
he was my grandpa Jim growing up for me. Right? And for you and for Jacqueline, it was Poppy.
Yeah. So, anyway, so it was a bunch of his stuff that he had, and the kids were semi-helpful. They were helping, like, kind of, pack some stuff up and like just lugging it. We're like, just here, take this and go somewhere that's not in my way.
Take object A to location B. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. So it was good. They definitely helped, and there was a lot of
that's good.
There was a little bit of chaos, I guess. And then so we were kind of schlepping the stuff over to the new place, and then that's where Doug and Bev were, and they were kind of helping unload stuff over there. And actually Man and Emma were there. So Man is our cousin Jacqueline's husband, and Emma is their daughter. So they were there, which I didn't realize that they were there. I didn't realize that they were going to be there, but apparently Man's father had an operation or something, and they were there. Whatever. Anyway, so there was a lot of family reunion happening that I wasn't, I think, mentally prepared for.
Yeah, that's a lot of people all in a very small vicinity.
Yeah, and
so
I mean,
was Jackie there?
No, she wasn't. No, it was just Man and Emma. That's so, So, anywho's it. So it was kind of a crazy weekend.
Did they help move, or were they just spectating?
No, they helped kind of like lug some stuff in, and like we brought a lot of the big items over, like couch and bed and all of those things. But I just felt bad because like that place is so tiny, and even just like a couch and chair took up the entire living room. Like there's just no room. You mean? Yeah. So it's tough now because I feel terrible because we got it all in there, and obviously it's not really organized. We got it enough like organized and stuff out of the way that she could get around and, function. But, it was going to take a long time to get it organized. But now with everything happening here with kind of locking down and stuff, like, I mean, she's 83. I don't want to be going over there. Like, I want to help, but like, I don't want to go over and, because she would be high risk and she already has respiratory issues and stuff. So like, I feel terrible because I had offered to come back over and help. But I think the best and smartest thing to do is to just, message her and call her and
stay
make
in
her
touch.
laugh.
Stay in touch, but not physically in touch. Yeah,
exactly.
And that's where all of society is right now, actually, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the funniest things that happened. So at one point, I mean, I went over for like 10:30 in the morning, and at some point it was like, I don't know, 1:30 or something. And we were all starving and cranky and tired, and we were like kind of over it. So your dad was like, I'm going to do a Tim's run. This was at the height of them trying to organize the kitchen with Nanny in there, and then Amanda and Chris, and they were trying to organize things. And Bev just went upstairs, which is our uncle's wife. And she's like, fuck this, I'm out of here. And I was standing at the door, like, watching this all unfold, and then your dad just came in like, doing a Tim's run, what does everybody want? And then like I'll give him his order. He comes back like an hour later.
Smart.
I don't know what
so
Tim
smart.
Hortons he went to.
He passed 3 Tim Hortons before he's like, this is probably far enough.
It was so good. I mean, maybe it was less than an hour. It just felt like it was a really long time, but I think maybe because I was just extra hungry and needed caffeine, I hadn't had a coffee yet that day, but it was just quite hilarious. And I texted Adam this afterwards, and I was like, oh my God, your dad just did the best move.
Yeah, so slick. I love it. And he's so like, if you I can't describe him unless you know
dad
him.
Move.
He's super dry humored, but he's also a very organized human, so it drives him insane when other people can't get their shit together. And I get it. There are times where I'm mad at myself because I can't get my shit together. And then when I finally get it together and I see other people's piles of whatever the hell that is, it enrages me. And it's irrational. It doesn't make any sense, but but I get it from him. Like that's genetic. Like I definitely come by it honestly. And
totally.
But he does that kind of stuff where he's just, you know what? He recognizes this is not the hill I want to die on. This is not a place. Oh,
I got that earlier.
Yeah.
The emergency alert.
Yeah. I got a notification the other day saying your phone is going to make a lot of noise on Wednesday. And I was waiting for it. There it is. So the alert system works. So we know. There you go. The emergency alert system is active and works, and that's good. I'm glad.
Excellent.
Yeah,
lovely.
So they're testing that out. So that way when people get Amber Alerts and stuff, they know what region and where to keep their eyeballs out, and that's awesome. So
absolutely. Lovely. Anyway, weekend was interesting. Had a fun little family reunion just before the lockdown. So I got my full fill for the next 10 years.
Yeah. I've seen everyone I need to see for the next decade. Yeah.
Love you, bye.
Yeah. That's the cousin card. You can play that card as the cousin because you just shake. You're like, oh man, I've seen you now. You wash your hands of it and you walk away. It's like being an uncle to a baby, right? At the end of the day, you're like, oh, it pooped. Where's mom? Take it back. It's yours.
I'm sure being a grandparent's the same way. You just get to spoil them and then give them back. And here you go.
Well, that's a whole other thing. That's a revenge thing.
That's also fair.
Yeah, that's a. Remember that time you did this to me? Well, here you go.
Yeah.
Now your child is doing it to you.
Exactly. Well, and that's the funny. That's funny because Ava, who's Amanda's daughter, I have, like I said, just met her for the first time over the weekend. She is 11, I think. I think she said 11.
I forget.
Anyway, just like Amanda though. So the two of them together is also hilarious. So I got my full fill of them, which was it's funny. It was so nice.
Imagine 4 generations of that. In one room.
And I'm sure anyone that's listening, you have family members like that. I'm sure that you're like, oh God, all of those people in one room. Dear Lord, I'm gonna go. Where's the bar?
Yeah. There isn't enough alcohol in the province.
Yeah. So, but what's funny about it was when Amanda introduced me to Ava, she was like, oh yeah. She's like, I totally forgot you guys have never met. And because Ava looked at me like, who are you?
Yeah, who's this lady?
I was like, I'm your family. And she's like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm the one that never comes around for 10 years. Nice to meet you. I'll see you when you're 20.
Every single time I talk to Ava, she goes, shave your beard, Uncle Adam. Every time.
You'd look so weird without not weird, but it wouldn't be you without the beard.
I know. I agree.
It would be weird to see you with a bare face.
I got the Gale chin, which is to say I don't have a chin. So I grew a beard to compensate, and it's how my face has a shape.
Right.
If I shave the beard, I look like a baby. Like it's a baby. The Gale baby face. Like mom's side of the family.
The baby face.
Yeah. Your dad's side of the family. Like that. They all have baby faces. Until the day they die.
Yeah.
Like Grampy Gale, who died of ALS in 2012, I think. Was it 2012?
No, it was before that. It's before that. It was 2008.
Oh, right. It was August 12th. That's what it was.
Yes,
anyway,
2008.
12 was significant. But anyway, so he passed away of ALS and still had a baby face.
Yeah.
That makes no sense scientifically. No. I don't understand.
Well, you know what? And even Uncle Doug, he looks the same.
Yeah, he looks mid-20s on his face. And but then you're like,
Well, let's not go that far. Well, I mean, if he's not listening, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
No, but
I don't want to pump his tires or anything, but
no, but like it's just that like I don't know. They just look the same. Like you see them 20 years ago, they look the exact same as they did before.
Exactly.
So it's just one of those weird things. Anyway, enough about not enough about our family, but like just it was a family filled weekend, and I mean, coming up to, I don't know what Christmas is going to look like this year. We were going to have some family over for dinner. Probably not going to do that.
I would recommend maybe staving it off. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it's probably going to be a virtual thing. I did see though that if anyone, it was kind of more so for like the US, not more so, but like there was the US Thanksgiving on tomorrow. Cause I actually know what day it is today, surprisingly. And so Zoom actually lifted their limit for how many people you could have, per Zoom call. I think the limit, was 20.
No, it was 100.
Maybe or something like that. Really?
Yeah, they lifted the 40-minute time limit.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was 40. Oh,
no,
okay.
It was a 40-minute time limit for the free version, and for Thanksgiving Day, which is tomorrow, in the States, they're lifting the 40-minute time limit, so it's unlimited. So you can connect with your family in the morning and be connected on the screen all day with whoever drops into the family, so that you can have Thanksgiving with your family. So it's a really cool thing that Zoom is doing, actually. And
yeah, like a virtual.
Very similar move to what they did back in March and April when the pandemic first started, when they said Zoom is free for everybody, just use it. Mm-hmm. Right. And then I think it was September when they were like, okay, back to the regular, this is how Zoom works, business model. And then for Thanksgiving Day, they're lifting it again. So that's kudos to them, and good business move, really, if you're thinking about it. So. Well,
for sure. And I think that's going to probably, it may not extend to Christmas, but I think hopefully it'll be the same for Christmas day / maybe a couple of days. I don't know, but just so that people can visit with their family, because now, I'm worried about not being able to get, go see my mom and my grandmother that are, like 45 minutes away, but I normally, go visit them at least a couple of times a month. And then also for Christmas, but I just heard my own voice.
I was just checking in on our live. I was just checking in on our
Didn't
live.
Like that. Don't like hearing my own voice. That's terrible.
It's very cool.
Apologies.
Live going back again, because we used to record this video live, and it takes up so much of my time to get everything set up and organized, and it takes up a lot of my computer's resources, and scheduling it for the exact same time every week is not a thing we can do. So
right.
But if you are listening live on YouTube, or if you listen back to this episode on YouTube, you get the uncut version. So nothing edited out. If something gets messed up, we just roll through. You get the raw deal, which sounds bad, but it's a good thing. So we're glad that you have chosen to use YouTube. Subscribe to YouTube. Get out there, do it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You will have to search it, because to tell you the URL, there's too many capitals and lowercase and numbers and shit.
Just go to YouTube, search it, you'll find it.
And if we get to 100 subscribers is what we need to actually create a title, so it can be youtube.com/PaRANTing or whatever. Mm-hmm. So please go subscribe to YouTube while we're at it.
Silver plate.
Yeah, silver plate. So
silver plate.
Yeah, love all that French out there.
All right.
I'm bilingual, so it's really funny, and I live in Winnipeg now, which has the largest French-speaking population outside of Quebec in Canada.
Really?
Yeah, larger than New Brunswick. Surprisingly.
I was just going to say, I thought New Brunswick would have been.
No, but New Brunswick's a bilingual province, where Manitoba is not. But the difference is that Winnipeg has the population of New Brunswick, basically. So it's
okay.
Yeah. So there's the one city has almost the population of the entire province, I think. We could fact check that later. I'm not 100% on that now that I'm saying it out loud. But it's it's a weird thing because nobody says any of the French words that exist here in French or English. It's so weird.
Wait, what do you mean? What does that mean?
What do you mean? So you're okay. So for people who aren't from Manitoba or have never been to Winnipeg or whatever, the main drag here, we got, Main Street, and Portage. Not Portage, which is already an anglicized version of a French word, right? Portage is already a poorly pronounced version, But then they take it to the next level and they're like, nah, that's not beating that word up enough. While it's down, let's kick it. We're gonna call it Portage. There's a street called Des Murons, but it's pronounced. Everyone here calls it Des Murons, and it's
oh my gosh.
Like, legit.
I
gotcha. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody pronounces anything in this entire province the way that if you read it, you would guess. You have to live here to know how to pronounce anything. Everything you see, however you would read it and pronounce it, nope, that's not it. I guarantee. That's
so funny. It would be like that to me is something that I do with the kids because they are in French immersion, and it's, I just make jokes about, not pronouncing things the way that they're pronounced in French. It's always like that. You know what I mean? Like when you're, like poulet, like I'm like Paulet, like, just things like that. You know what I mean? Like that. I do that jokingly just to be a jerk about, because they're in French. I'm like, I'm not bilingual. I have taken French. I do know very little bits and pieces, but I would never proclaim to be bilingual by any stretch. Would love to be, but I just never put the effort into it to be that. So, so I do like to torture the girls a little bit with that. So speaking of the girls, just on a side topic, Allison turns 16 on Friday. Just throwing that out there. I know I probably mentioned it, but it makes me feel sick. It's crazy. We had like a little mini. Okay, here's another fun family thing. We tried to have a little mini celebration for Allison on Sunday before they went back to her mom's. She's with her mom this week. So we're like, she had to work till 2 p.m. on Sunday. And so we were like, you know what, we were going to wait till the following week, like next week when they're back to do like a little celebration for us. But we're like, let's just do like a nice, like we'll do like a supper. And then later in the evening is Rod's football. So we always have fun, snacky football food. So, let's just make it a little bit more of a celebration for her. So, I got some balloons and all that stuff. And so Rod had invited his mom and father to come over Sunday. And so he texted with them and was like, okay, well, we're going to do it this time. So, anytime before 2:00, just, you can come. And then one of us was going to go pick up Allie, and then it kind of be like a surprise. And then we also invited her boyfriend over so that we would all be there when she got home from work, kind of like a little mini surprise party-ish. Not really. Anyway, so like 1:45 rolls around, and we're just like, oh, okay, so no one's really here yet. Interesting. So Rod, and then it was 2:00, and Rod messaged his mother and was like, where are you guys? And she's like, we're here. Where are you? We all look outside like, they're not here. What happened? Did they get lost? Like, they know where we live. And she's like, she meant here as in they were home. She thought that we meant next, like the following Sunday. So she was supposed to bring that cake. And anyway, it was kind of a bit of a disaster because he was like, well, no, it was supposed to be right now. So Google Calendar invites stop all of that issue. That is, yeah. Well, yeah. Anyway, it was so funny. And then so Rod's like, oh my God. So at least Nathan, which is Allie's boyfriend, he was there. So I went to pick up Allie from work and then brought her home. And then she was surprised that Nathan was there, and it was good. And then once Rod told me that, oh, well, they're coming out now, but can you go get a cake? So then I had to go back out and get a cake. And I went to Dairy Queen, got an ice cream cake because that's her favorite. So I'm like, okay, I'll just go zip in, get one of those. Stupid expensive for no reason. But anyway, that's another rant for another day.
Yeah. Yep.
So like the fuck. But anyway, so I got pointed out this cake that I wanted. Had like cookie kind of crumbles on it. It was like a regular ice cream cake with cookies crumbled all over it. Whatever. Like, sign me up. Put, happy birthday shithead on it. I don't care. Whatever. And then let me go out the door. So I bring it home, and as I'm taking it out of the vehicle, I realize, I'm like, that's not cookie that's on that. It was like Reese's Pieces, like peanut butter whatever pieces on it. And Allison's boyfriend is deathly allergic to peanuts.
Has a peanut allergy. Oh,
he sure does.
Killing it. This is the best story.
I fucked up so hard. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, well, it's too late. I can't take it back because they wrote on it. So I couldn't take it back.
So he's not having cake.
Else. And we couldn't even have it open. Like we couldn't even do the candles and the blowing it out and everything because he's definitely allergic to peanuts.
Look at this cake through the box. No. Nathan, stand in the corner. But
come
over here.
Go over there in the corner. You can actually go outside. We'll let you know when we're done.
Yeah. We're going to celebrate in style. You put on a parka.
Oh my God. So that was a disaster. So as soon as I get it home and I put it in the freezer and I tell Rod, it's like, I fucked up. And he's like, what? And I'm like, the cake has fucking Reese's peanut butter things on it. And I was like, and he's like, oh my God. So then his parents show up and then I tell them like, listen, I got you a cake, but here's the deal. And then of course Allie was upset because like she felt bad for Nathan. And then I feel terrible because I'm an idiot. And then Patricia, who is Rod's mother, she felt bad. So she's like, let's go out. She's like, let's go. We'll just zip up to Superstore and go grab something. Right. Whatever. And so they leave to go pick up another cake. And then also Nathan didn't really want cake. So then they got ice cream too. So,
oh my God. This is amazing.
So we did the candles.
So you have a ton of cake left over is what you're saying.
Well, we have, okay. Yes. Well, first of all, the second cake that was purchased went over to the mother's house. When they went over Monday, but so, and then of course, so we did the cake thing, did the candles, whatever, it's all fine. And then later that evening I felt bad. It's like, okay, well, at least I want to show you your actual cake. So then I brought up the ice cream cake. It was like 9 p.m. because we had to wait till Nathan went home. So it was like 9 p.m. and I'm like, okay, let's stage it like this never happened. And we put all the candles back in it. And I took a picture of Allie, dark as hell outside, with her blowing out her candles for the first time so I could get a picture. Anyway.
Because did it even happen if you can't Instagram it?
I know, seriously. I didn't even Instagram it because listen, it was that kind of a weekend. It was so ridiculous. Like just parent fail. And anyway, I'm sure some of you can relate, but
that's amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. So I felt terrible. It was kind of a disaster, but all in all, it ended up being kind of a fun evening. We all hung out and ate food. It was fine. It was just
a lot of chaos leading up to that.
It was a time.
Mostly your fault. Chaos.
Sure. I'll take the blame. That's no problem. The cake thing's definitely my fault.
While you were telling that story and I was listening, I also was creating a game for us. I am going to hold up the proper spelling of things in Winnipeg that are mispronounced, not including what we've already gone over, not including Portage and what was the other one? Desmurons.
Desmurons.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so
you're gonna hold it up, and then I have to pronounce it how I think it should be pronounced.
Yeah, and I guarantee it's not how it's pronounced here. So.
Okay.
So, here you go.
Okay. What the heck? Okay, De La Seigneurie Boulevard.
You know what? That's closer to what is supposed to be than what people say here. So there you go. De La Seigneurie, which of the Savior, basically.
Okay, not too bad.
But it's French. But so how people say it here is de la Seigneurie.
De La Seigneurie.
De La Seigneurie.
Okay.
So that's that one. Okay, here's one.
Oh, Canaston?
Right, exactly. Incorrect. It's Keniston.
Stop it.
That's how people say it here. Yeah, it's true.
Wait, Canaston? No.
Keniston.
Keniston.
You said Canaston, which is how I read it and how everyone reads it when they first get here. And so you hear someone say, I was driving down Canaston. You're like, oh, you've been in town for what, 3 days? Like this. You're new.
Not from here.
Yeah. It's so crazy. Okay, so here's another one.
That's hilarious. Pembina Highway.
That is exactly how I and everyone else pronounces it when they get here. It's incorrect. Pembina.
No, it's not.
Yes.
That's absolutely not.
Pembina.
Pembina.
Pembina. Yeah.
I hate this game.
Right
That's so funny.
No,
Why?
Wait, I got one more. And this one's the doozy. It's a doozy.
Oh my goodness. La Gamaderie Boulevard? La Gamaderie? No? No? Oh, Lagamodiere Boulevard?
Okay, so the actual French word that is there is La Gimaudière.
La Gimaudière. Okay.
Take a wild stab at how Winnipeggers say this.
Oh, God. Lagamater?
No, I'll give you a hint. Most people give up and just call it Lage.
Lage? Lagimadier? Lagimadier? I don't know.
Lagimodier.
Lagimodier.
That's how people say it here. A lot of people just give up and just say it's just Lage. I was driving down Lage.
Oh my God.
But literally,
I don't think I would do well.
But it's La Gimaudière in French. La Gimaudière.
La Gimaudière. See, my French is also terrible, so I'm just awful.
But people just say Lagimaudier or just Lage. Like, it's so...
That's so funny.
Does that not illustrate exactly what my point is? Like,
yeah.
When you come here, you cannot assume the pronunciation of any word. No words.
And you know what? For people who are from there and know all of this, it would be very, very, very easy for them to know who's not from there. Like, yes. That would be like, just pronounce this road and they would know.
And these are just the examples of the French or you know what I mean? Like, but there's a lot of indigenous words that are used for stuff as well. And forget it when it comes to the pronunciation there. There's all kinds of extra vowels and stuff. And because like their language and our language is not the same. So it's just so crazy how poorly people pronounce things here. It's just so funny. I just thought that was a fun little game.
That's
just to show you just how weird it is.
It's hilarious. Here. Just how wrong I pronounce things. Or, well, maybe not.
Relative.
A little bit of both.
Everyone outside of Winnipeg pronounces it the same. Everyone inside Winnipeg pronounces it what I would say incorrectly. But I fought it. For the first year I was here, I refused to say portage. I refused. Refused.
Oh, I love it. I love that. That's infuriating and hilarious. I can appreciate that. Yeah. Wow. Well, there you go. We learn something new every day, don't we?
Oh.
How are we doing for time, by the way? I'm not keeping track.
We're 42 and a half minutes in, I guess. Yeah, ish.
Okay. No, that's good. That's good. The reason I asked is because I found this story from Global News, because I've come to the point in 2020 where
okay. All right, this is leading up to something good, I can tell.
Well, maybe don't get your hopes up, but I've come to the point where I refuse to like read real news because it's so depressing, because it's already depressing enough prior to 2020. So I've only been looking at good news stories. So anything that is actually like positive or anything to just not cry.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
So, you know what I mean? So I was looking up some stuff. I'm like, I just need some good news. I just need something that's like, wow, you know what? The world's not so shitty after all. Or people aren't piles of garbage after all. There are some of those people out there, shockingly enough. So I came across this news article, which I kind of wanted to share because I thought it was very cool. It has to do with the pandemic and all that, but I just thought it was really cool. So it's from Global News, and the person who wrote the article, her name is Megan Ray, just to give the props to who wrote it. So it's actually an 8-year-old girl surprises her delivery man who is deaf by sign language greeting. So this 8-year-old little girl learned a sign language phrase so that she could greet her delivery man, who she sees at least once a week. So she always gets very excited to kind of become friends. And so she wanted to learn sign language, or a phrase in sign language, so that she could surprise him, which is the sweetest frigging thing. I know. So she learned to sign "Have a good day." Have a good day. Wow. Have a good day.
Jeez.
To the delivery man. And so she decided to do this during the lockdown, and which is so sweet. And it had said in here that he was quoted saying that it just made his day, and he was shocked that she was able to do that. And then he kind of gave her he showed her how to sign good morning. So like, good morning, have a good day. And so there's an actual video, which I'll share on our socials from, I think it was on Twitter. But her mother shared it and it kind of blew up. I think it has like 12 million views or something, which is crazy. So it's just kind of one of those stories where it just shows you like taking that like little bit of extra effort, or like to your delivery man, or to anybody that, you know, helps us out during this pandemic. Like, it's just that little bit of something goes a long way in someone's, makes their day / year. I mean, just considering what we're all going through. So the little girl's name was Amy Roberts. So I just wanted to give a shout out to, well, her, not that she's listening, but just so that it's a really cool story, and I'll share it on our socials. But I just thought that we all deserved a little bit of good news.
Yeah. That's always nice so when little kids go out of their way to be nice. It's just, there's nothing more pure than that, you know?
Well, that's exactly what I was just going to say. It's just, it comes from such a pure place. Like, it's not something like these days where everyone just wants to go viral or something, like, I'm going to do this so I can get views or something. You know, that's a lot of our world right now. And
they're not Instagramming their dinners yet.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But you're right. It just comes from such a pure place where she's like, I really love our delivery man. He's really nice. He's deaf. I wonder what I could do. Like, I want to learn this so I can say hi to him. Like, that is such a pure thought process. Like, there's no intention of anything else other than I just want to make that person happy. And it's so sweet. And I don't give kids enough credit sometimes, I think, for some things that they do or think of. Not every kid's the same, obviously, but just, you know, there's a lot of that pure intention there. And I just thought that's like, it's very cool. It's a very cool moment. And, you know, the mom wanted to share it on social media, which, you know, was very cool. It's just nice to see that positivity and like something nice coming out of all the shit that we're all going through, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just, it's nice to see that you know, there's kids and parents out there that, you know, they're doing their best and they're trying to make other people happy. It's very nice.
In other good news, Trump is moving to Florida, so farther away from the Canadian border. So that's kind of nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Well, it was an article came out yesterday, and I think the headline was, Trump says he's not leaving when asked for his change of address form from White House staff. So, because he's got to move out of the White House, so they're asking for a change of address form so they can have all his mail forwarded to wherever he's going to live. So they're like, where are you going to live? Because it ain't going to be here, is basically the sentiment. And he, I guess he sent off, I guess between yesterday and today, the news came out that he has put that he's going to be a Floridian. So he's moving to Florida, which makes a ton of sense. It's every weird story that has come out of the States usually starts with Florida, man. Blah blah blah. So now we can just put Trump and Florida man. They're interchangeable at this point. So it's wonderful. It's so little bit of good news in what is a terrible thing happening in the States. He's not going to transfer power smoothly. It won't be. He's being an absolute child about the whole thing. But
we expected
if anyone is surprised now, you're fucking stupid. So
yeah, I don't think anyone's really surprised at this point. That's just how that's his whole the last 4 years, basically.
Yeah, and I know it has nothing to do with kids. I just thought that was a wonderful thing.
No.
That he's moving farther away from my kids is how I'm looking at the positive news here.
That's the positive part.
Yeah, he's physically farther from my children. And that's the relative. That's how I can squeeze it into the PaRANTing podcast.
That's really funny. No, I get that. I totally get that. That's very cool.
Oh man.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh man. Anyway.
Right? Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, so
one other thing, top
tweets.
Oh,
you had another thing? You had another
No,
did you say one other thing?
No, one other thing, it actually goes hand in hand with a couple of the top tweets that I picked, but I was just going to mention, I'm sure that everyone else kind of feels the same way, but buying groceries when your kids are home a lot, they don't go very far. So the money that I'm spending on groceries, I'm like, oh, this will get us through the week. And then all of a sudden it's Friday and I have to go back to the grocery store. I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah. But you're saving a ton of money on eating out.
True. That is true.
So
Not
you
that we
should
ate
be
out a
coming
lot,
out positive.
should be. I mean, things are tough, but it's just, it's just every time you go to the grocery store, like I always make the joke about Superstore around here. So there's the two places you either go. It's usually Sobeys or Superstore. And so I go to Superstore sometimes because it's just closer. But I always made the joke that their sales that they have, sometimes you get like 2 for $5, but like when you're at like other stores, it's like 2 for $5, or you buy one for $2.50 because that's half of $5. However, Superstore does not do that. So it's like 2 for $5 or 1 for $6.99. You're like, what? Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's grocery store math. It's almost as complicated as toilet paper math.
Oh my God, it makes me so fucking
triple
mad.
rolls is the same as 9 double rolls, which is 6, 12, 17s. Wait, what?
Oh my God.
At the end there, you just sort of petered off into yelling numbers at me.
Yeah, you're not even actually speaking anything.
Yeah.
You're just yelling random numbers.
Yeah. There is no harder math on earth than toilet paper math.
Yeah, true. Touche.
Tushy.
So, tushy. Such a dad joke. Get out of here.
Sorry.
Fuck out of here. Oh my God. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. Fucking buying groceries is a fucking nightmare. And I'm just thinking about the upcoming like Christmas and kids being home again. And I'm like, oh my God.
We live in the West End of Winnipeg here. And there was a Safeway just like a 2-minute walk from my house. There was a Safeway. And it recently closed in September. And it's not opening again until I think February or March, maybe even April. I can't remember the date of 2021. But it's going to be a Freshco or a Save on Foods or something. It's not going to be Safeway again, is the point. But now I actually have to get in the car to go get groceries, like proper groceries.
Right.
Because, I used to be able to just sort of walk.
You just like grab a couple of things.
And grab what you need. Now we like but I got the deep freeze now and it's all good. We just load it up, especially during the pandemic. It's been kind of great, but.
Yeah, exactly.
Just now we have to actually think about shit instead of being like, oh, let's go get this for dinner tonight,
I know. And you know what? That is a real struggle because I am struggling with that. I'm used to just, not that I have a plethora of money. I'm just like used to being like, oh, I'll just go pick up a couple of things and not have to worry about it kind of deal. And, I'm like one of the fortunate few, I guess, who could just do that. Like I don't have a time, but I've got enough where I'm like, oh, I could just pop over and pick up something. Like no big deal.
But there are cultures
without really thinking about it.
There's cultures around the world where like they don't keep groceries in the house. They don't have the means. A lot of people don't have freezers and things. They go to the market every day.
I gotcha. Yeah.
For whatever they need, right?
Yeah.
So those markets and things are huge for them, but during a pandemic, they're not great. So
yeah. No, I never really thought about that. You're right.
How are people coping there?
That's a good question.
So,
I'll have to look into it for next time. Because that's scary. Because, you're right. There are some people who that's the fresh market, fresh food and fruits and meats and all that stuff that, instead of stocking up, because if they don't have the tools to store them, then that makes total sense.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah. So I'm just curious, like, how are those families dealing and how are the kids there? I don't know. It's a weird thing to think about when you're like, you have a whole culture of people who literally every morning they go to the market, they get whatever they're going to cook for the rest of the day, and then they go home. That's how they do it. That's how food gets to their table. So now, how are they doing that? I'm really curious.
Yeah.
Anyway, top tweets.
Good question. Okay, top tweets. Numero uno, or however Manitoba would say that. I don't know.
Numero uno.
First one is from @mommymeme_jeans, and her tweet/meme is groceries be like $5.47, 89 cents, $4.99, $1.25, $1.25, total $76.42. When you go and pick up a couple of things and you're like, oh, this couple of things, it's like $80 fucking later. You're like, Jesus.
Yeah.
I have one bag.
The worst, you go to the dollar store to pick up one thing and you leave and it's like, how was that $40?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. This one I found really funny because I do it, but I always mostly seen my dad do this. I don't know if it's not just a dad thing, obviously, but it's just one of the. Anyway, it's from Life of Dad. At Life of Dad, I think is his handle, but I have it up from Instagram. So I think he also has Twitter. Anyway, we've used his before. But it says adulting is putting back a pack of chicken for $11.58 because you see one for $11.17. And that is so fucking true because I do that all the time.
Yeah, I'm all over that.
Why?
Yeah.
Like,
why would I take the more expensive one?
I know.
I mean, it's the same.
Like, they look relatively the same.
Well, what's really fucked up about that is that it's packaged by weight. So like it's the same dollars per chicken, but the chicken is like slightly less chicken. So you're
exactly by weight, right?
Yeah. So it's this many grams lighter, so it costs this many cents less.
I know.
I'm into
We'll put it back because it's like 40 cents less.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's right.
But I'm also the guy that will, when I'm there and I'm making dinner that day, I 100% look for those like buy it today,
50% off today.
Yeah, because it's the last day we can sell it, kind of thing.
Yep, we do the same thing.
I'm
50%
into it.
off, eat tonight. I'm like, sign me up.
Yeah, eat this today or fuck off. Deal. I will do both. I will take this and fuck off and eat it.
All at the same time.
Yeah.
What a steal. What a steal.
Sign me up.
Absolutely. Okay, last one. I actually pulled this one from, it was for last week and I didn't say it. So I wanted
Was this the one you were trying to find and you couldn't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one's from at Dad with Attitude.
Datitude.
Datitude. It says, when kids misbehave, timeout or meditation? Back in the day, wooden spoon or slipper to the head?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can feel that joke.
The wooden spoon thing, like, it's a real thing.
Yeah. I mean, my mom didn't hit me in the head with it. That's a little excessive. Although I absolutely
slipper
understand.
To the head. Slipper to the head. It's wooden spoon or slipper to the head.
Yeah, wooden spoon to the butt.
Yes. Exactly.
My mom never hit me in the head ever with anything. But I got hit in the butt. I got hit in the butt a lot. She might have dropped me on my head. That's another thing. But she never hit me in the head. She never purposely struck me in my above the shoulders region.
Right. I'm with you.
But I had a tanned arse for a very long time as a kid. So,
and for a kind of ginger guy, that's pretty impressive.
Well,
to have anything tan.
It was the only way I got a tan. and by tan, I just mean like just this red handprint, red spoon print, just on my butt.
Exactly.
And it's not like I didn't earn it. I fucking earned it. Like,
yeah, there's no question.
Yeah, you were.
I know you.
Yeah, you don't have to be there to know that I earned it. Like,
no, for sure.
My mom didn't abuse me, but she didn't not hit me. You know,
not.
She didn't avoid striking me, but she never abused me. Just, you know, I earned everything. So,
right. Exactly.
Mom, if you're out there, I'm equal parts sorry and sorry.
Love you, Chris.
Yeah. Anyway,
that
brings us.
That's a wrap.
We're done. Follow us on the socials. Yeah. Follow us on the socials. So
all the socials.
Yeah, Facebook.com/PaRANTing. Twitter, we're at PaRANTing Pod, and Instagram, it's at PaRANTing Podcast. Again, go to our YouTube page and subscribe for us. If we get 100 subscribers, then we can be youtube.com/whatever the fuck we want, as opposed
probably
to
something different.
Yeah, because right now it's like youtube.com/user/QTX capital Q capital T.
I think we should keep it. It's catchy.
It's catchy. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, go there, do that, and tune in with us when we're live on the YouTubes. It's kind of neat to see who all does the tuning of the and stuff. So,
and we appreciate it, and the fact that if you're still here, we also we appreciate that.
Yeah, the fact that you make it to the end of these episodes, and if you don't, this is a great therapy measure for me. So I know people are listening because I see the stats, but if people didn't listen, I'd still want to do this.
Me too, 100%.
Right?
We just can rant to each other. It's fine.
Yeah.
People want to listen? Come rant along with us.
Yeah.
The more the merrier, as they say.
Bye. we're done for the day. Yeah, I'm done. My brain
Bye.
has flipped its switch from on to off, and that's.
I have to go back to work now.
Oh yeah, right. That's the thing we interrupted.
Ugh, okay. Gross.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for listening. If you've listened.
Thanks for not listening. If you didn't listen, but you'll never know that I said that. So.
True. Anyway,
that's meta.
We'll see y'all next week for another, whatever you call this.
Yeah.
A mess. Jesus Christ. Going out with a bang. Bye. I quit.